Hi, and welcome back to another episode of DD Geopolitics. I'm so glad that people still thoroughly enjoy the intro. You know, I thought like some people would, oh, that didn't age well, and I'll say I disagree. I like the old nostalgia in it, and people seem to love it. So somebody asked for a standalone one, and he said it's good for educating the Euro-Atlantical brainwash crowd. So if you're going to use our intro for propaganda, we fully support that, and we will post a standalone version on X for you guys to download. But Chris is all dressed up because he was at a very special event for Lebanon in Moscow, right? Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, this evening there was a Lebanese-Russian community event. So I was just there. I just got back from that fantastic event. Great people. And of course, celebrating with Dabka and with great Lebanese food and desserts. And of course, with the resistance, because Lebanon, as you know, is fiercely fighting to defend its territory from the Zionists. And you've seen that Israelis are pushing in more and more. But they're meeting FPV drones all the more. So this struggle continues, and they are one of resistance. And we've been to Lebanon, and we'll go back again soon, I hope.
Inshallah. But Russia is a big hotspot for, well, American news and gossip these days. A lot of Americans, a ton of guests I emailed even, were heading over to the St. Petersburg Economic Forum. You're heading over there. When do you head over?
I head over on Wednesday, and I'll be speaking there on Wednesday. And I think that we have some other very famous people that are speaking there too, including Candace Owens. Who else is on the list?
Lots and lots. I believe who else is heading over there? I believe Lieutenant Colonel Davis might be heading over there. Ritter is heading over there. Dugan will be there. Yeah, we'll make it public on X, and we'll post it on the Twitter or the Telegram as well. Who else is going? The guest list for SPIEF is always huge.
It's gonna be big. I'm honored to be part of that list. Really, I'm honored to be speaking there. My first ever SPIEF. So
you've been busy all night enjoying yourself, but you mentioned Candace Owens. She is in Moscow. She has arrived, trolling the Zionists left and right. They don't understand how FARA works. They think that if you go to another country, you have to register for FARA. They don't realize that it working for another country inside of America, not working for America inside of another country. But she said, and I thought this was really interesting. She said, I guess this is her first time, which I didn't know it was her first time.
Yeah, it's her first time.
I thought she had been before, but she says, I'm starting to understand why the talking heads panic and shout and lie about Russian collusion when they learn an American with a platform is traveling here. It's Plato's allegory of the cave. It is genuinely shocking how clean, beautiful, and ordered this city is. It is so far removed from media depictions.
Yeah, of course.
The heads.
The more people that come, the more people that see, the more the truth gets out there.
Exactly. And you have a whole flurry of people there.
Oh yeah, we've had, for example, people are like, oh, you had this Russian guy on, and he's just propaganda. But Andre is serious. Andrei Afanasyev that we've had on a couple times. He says Russia is like an ark of salvation. It's true. I mean, that's a fact.
You really, I mean, even I was there. I haven't been there since 2024. But yeah, that's the first thing you notice is how the clean and orderliness, but not rigidity. Like, we don't mean like they're like people in our comments like, oh, that's because it's run by an authoritarian dictator. And I'm like, well, I didn't see like people like cops marching around the place. I just saw like regular people.
People take pride. People take pride in their country, pride in their history. Everywhere you go. I was just so yesterday I was making content for our channel in Vologda, in Totma, which, by the way, is the birthplace of the Russia-Alaska company. So the Russian-American company, which went to Alaska, and Alaska all the way down to Fort Ross in California. So I was there, and people were, so I was the first American delegation in Totma since 2019. Literally, the deputy governor came out to see me. It was like so high level. There were like 6 people around me the whole time. Head of museums, head of this one, that one, and I was like,
most Americans don't even know about the Russian American company, and here's Chris going to like a museum about it.
Yeah, and it was amazing, and they welcomed me, and we had so much fun. You saw the hat that I was wearing, "Make Russian America Great Again," and people were like, "Oh, it was never Russian." Sorry, all of Alaska was Russian. and parts of California all the way down to Fort Ross were Russian, including Hawaii had an agreement with the Russian Empire as well. So I was just lamenting the fact that we could have had Alaska, Hawaii, and parts of California being part of oblasts, in the Russian, in now Russian, but
I digress. So all of those exciting things, and guys, pay attention because the Zionists are losing their minds as more Americans arrive in Russia. It's particularly the Zionists. I mean, a little bit of NAFO, but it's really like Laura Loomer and the other Zionists are absolutely losing their minds. But it's a fun watch. I encourage you guys to go over there and take a look. Again, I want to thank our mods who are always here and always so gracious. And I do please email us because I need to get in touch with you guys for good news, good shares. And now for some serious business, I need to once again reiterate the campaign to help pardon John Kiriakou. So I need you guys to do me some favors. One, sign the petition to pardon John Kiriakou. It's at change.org/pardon John. Super easy. The link is also in the description. It takes 30 seconds. I literally just did it while I was sitting here in the backstage. I think there's like 1,100 signatures. We need 250,000. So a little bit of a ways off, but that's one of the ways. Second, we're going over to Covert Action. This is at a site called Fundraise. This is an event being hosted by obviously Covert Action magazine. Get it so you guys can get it. We love them.
I've been published there multiple times. They published my work when nobody else would. So please support Covert Action magazine.
They've done that for a lot of people. Absolutely. He is having a live webinar on the 9th of June. And so Covert Action magazine is hosting him at 7 p.m. Eastern. He'll talk about the whistleblowing, the personal cost of telling the truth, and where the pardon fight stands right now. There's also a Q&A, and your ticket directly funds his campaign. So June 9th, 7 p.m. Eastern. Link is in the description. And obviously, I want Bernie Sanders, Reem, once again asking you to go visit the Substack. And again, the links are there too. Go visit the Substack. Check out the editor's note from our amazing editor-in-chief, Kayla, the protagonist, as she likes to call it. She's a superhero. She wrote an editor's note about how important it is, this campaign to pardon John. And it's free to subscribe to DD Geopolitics, free to sign the petition. And the only thing that costs anything is the donation to the webinar. But I'm starting tonight with this because everything we're going to talk about tonight, it kind of runs on the same logic. We always talk about like truth and dedication to the truth and the cost of telling the truth. And the whole architecture of power operating in this country depends on people staying quiet. And John didn't stay quiet. Chris didn't stay quiet. I didn't stay quiet. And people like us pay for it. So the least that we can do is to make sure that, those choices aren't made in vain and that John gets as much help as possible. I mean, everybody else is getting a pardon. I think we need to raise $1 million because Trump sells the pardons. So
wait, what? Really?
Yeah, we talked about it last episode. Remember
is it like a real, has to be $1 million?
No, I'm just joking around about John's pardon.
Okay.
But I think that it does start at the pardons start at $1 million if you want to buy one.
Wow.
You make $1 million donation to the MAGA pack.
The MAGA pack.
Because we're not doing APAC anymore. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later and why we're not doing APAC tonight. So we got a lot to cover tonight. We've got Scott Bessent's amazing crypto heist, Nancy Mace's, I think this is the end of her political career. Maybe we'll talk about that. The state of the strait and what everyone is wringing their hands about, the NDAA that combines the United States and Israeli military. So let's get started. Scott Bessent is my least favorite cabinet member. Most people don't know that. God bless you.
That's it's correct.
Tell us the truth.
Tell the truth.
I really hate him. I don't know why.
I hate him.
Really? Too. And here, I think you guys will get an idea about why we hate him. Just look at him. Ugh. Okay, here.
So we've frozen Iranian bank accounts
after they started getting bombed by Iran.
Yes, but it was a big strategic
mistake
failure on the financial side.
And you jumped right in.
And we jumped right in, and they've been very good partners. I believe that we have seized about $1 billion of their crypto, and
just outright seized it.
Just outright grabbed the wallets. Some of them may be like typing in right now and realize they might not have realized that their wallet had been grabbed. And we are working with our allies all over Europe to grab villas and houses and properties. And
so we do know that Iran has been forced to utilize crypto. And this was done with the cooperation of Tether. I am crypto illiterate, so don't ask me, but I did want to bring this up because just to show that the United States is doing everything they can to isolate Iran, and how this also erodes the trust of the United States financial institutions. So this was done by USDT, which is Tether, and Tether cooperated with the United States to freeze those wallets and then turn over those assets. So if your assets are in Tether or Circle, which is USDC, they can seize those assets. And as I understand it, Bitcoin is still safe, which is what Iran is taking their payments in for the straight transit now. So they
just watch out because a lot of people use USDT because it's a stable coin. So that a lot of transfers are done in USDT, but you got to watch out because not only are they going after it because it's USDT, but also some of the wallets, they're going after some of the wallets in, like, for example, if you have an account in a company if you have a wallet that is part of a company that they can have access to, there you go.
Luckily, this seizure did not affect Bitcoin, but the bombings of Iran do destabilize crypto or Bitcoin just a bit. But Tether is now functioning as an arm of U.S. sanctions policy. So if you hold USDT, Tether can freeze those assets at the government's request. So I just want to let you guys know that. Yep, there he goes. There they are. Bitcoin is king. Yeah, there. I knew we would get at least one. Hodl. All right. So that's that for the crypto thing. Just wanted to give a chance to lament my hate for Scott Bessent. I can't stand Scott Bessent. Now we'll move on to the tragic story of Nancy Mace. Nancy Mace, I never really knew what to make of her. Her face freaks me out. It's like uncanny valley, and she does that whole kind of Stepford wife thing. But I'm pretty sure she's a lesbian, and she's also a feminist. She seems like it, and she's also a feminist. She does this whole weird "I was the first woman at the Citadel" thing, and she should have never been there. She got there. She's like a nepo baby. It's very, very ridiculous. But anyway, so here is her. Look at these community notes. I can't. So first we get Pamela Yvette, which is Nancy Mace is currently running for governor of South Carolina as a Republican, obviously. She's running against the current lieutenant governor, who is Pamela Yvette. Also running
up in South Carolina, Nikki Haley and now her.
Right, these crazy Republican women, right? So she writes, Pamela Yvette is not endorsed by Donald Trump. She's lying. The community it says Trump endorsed Pamela Yvette for South Carolina governor on Truth Social. She also posted, this middle one is an animated photo of herself and Trump that she animated herself with AI to do thumbs up. And even after she found out he supports her opponent, she puts MAGA Mace.
Oh my God.
Right. Very, very sad. And so, again, let's talk about her loyalty record. Okay. She's not just supportive. She was like fan filming him from the House floor. So, she voted against impeachment after January 6th. That started sort of her transition over to the MAGA camp because she condemned January 6th, and she endorsed Trump in the 2024 primary against Nikki Haley, which then solidified her place in the MAGA movement, that's probably why she got her position. And the Trump team specifically engineered her endorsement timing to humiliate Nikki Haley. And always want to call her Kirsty Nome. Nancy Mace kind of played into that, but she did a full-on campaign for Trump and Vance across her entire state. So she was a very dedicated Trumper. And here's Trump's endorsement, her Trumpette. Here's her, here's is very long, like all of his posts are these days, very long endorsement of Pamela Yvette. And as you can see, look, she will never let you down in all caps, having his complete and total endorsement. I think that we watch Nancy, she's going through her stages of grief. So the first one is denial, right? Then we start to get to like the acceptance. Here we are. She starts to accept it, but she realizes what's going on. Will this radicalize Nancy Mace? Probably not. I know I put the likelihood of an endorsement on the line when I demanded transparency on the Epstein files. I demanded it because you deserved the truth, all of it. And as a survivor of a corrupt and broken court system, I will always pursue justice. And then she posts about child. I voted to the last one was I voted to release the Epstein files. No regrets. She knows. So she did everything right and broke with one thing, not Israel, the Epstein files. She was fine with Israel. She never made a peace.
That's the nail in the coffin.
And now we know, right? Yeah. We know that signing the discharge petition to force the House vote is the one that gets you canceled. You're done.
Kiss of death for Massie. It's the kiss of death for Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Right. And everybody credited this is how we get discombobulated, credited the Thomas Massie thing. Oh, it's because he talks about AIPAC and Israel. No, you could talk about AIPAC and Israel, and we're going to talk about why soon. But no, it was the Epstein files.
I don't know if you can hear, but there are
a little bit. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Okay. No, but it's just outside. There's definite things going up in the air.
Is that air defense?
I don't know. I can see red things going up in the air, but
Moscow has fireworks. Go! Candace is getting a show. Zelensky's probably doing this on purpose.
Who knows?
I bet he is. Not because of Candace, but because of
I can't tell because I'm looking out here. I can't quite tell. I just see red streaks like tracer rounds. Either way, we're gonna be fine.
Oh my God. Well, Chris tries not to die.
No, well, it's okay. I think it's okay.
The MAGA movement is dying, and then Trump lets us know who he's going after next. I believe that's Candace Tucker, Lauren Boebert, and Rand Paul.
Lauren Boebert also signed it, remember?
Exactly.
So she was a MAGA fangirl like no other.
She even wore the flipped up brimmed hat and everything. She was kind of like, yeah. She was a little bit of a ride or die. So now we know it's because Lauren Boebert did not break with him on Israel or anything else. The only thing she had an issue with was some like water. Sorry, my dog is getting water. Speaking of, the only thing she took issue with was some water, the pollution issue in her own state, rightfully so. But she never had any issues with anything else. So once again, Epstein files. And they're falling for it every time. Nancy Mace isn't a likable person. But it is, I mean, nobody's paying attention to the fact that that's why she didn't get an endorsement. They just think it's because she was annoying or because he didn't like her, which is possible.
It's possible, but that's not the real reason. There's a lot of other annoying people.
So again, look at that meme. Get in, losers. We're going losing. Does this mean that Boebert and Rand Paul should be expecting to lose their races? I don't think Boebert's up for election this midterm. I don't know, though. Is she?
I'm not sure actually what the cycle is there.
No, she's not. I don't think she is. But I think Rand Paul is. Maybe somebody in the chat will know. But yeah. He says Rand Paul is. Does anybody know if Rand Paul was against what Rand Paul's stance was on the Epstein files? Because I know he was on board with a lot of other weird shit that Trump was doing. But I don't remember him ever saying anything about the Epstein files at all. I think I remember him kind of staying out of it. Regardless, he's going after Rand Paul and Lauren Boebert. But speaking of the Epstein files, let's talk about the state of Epstein's war. Okay. they're drafting an MOU, I guess, but they're further.
We've heard that now for how long?
Did you know that today, I think it was today, he said we're closer to a deal or close to a deal. That is the 59th time he has said that since the beginning of March. So in about 2 months, 2.5 months, he has said that almost 60 times. And people still report on it. That's why we totally skipped it last time. But the reason why I'm reporting on it today is because I think that they're getting further apart. And I think the United States is starting to extort some of the other participating parties. Most of the coverage right now, well, we'll talk about it in a bit, but Trump is starting to bring up the Abraham Accords.
Oh, yeah, now hardcore.
And most coverage is just kind of treating it as a heavy-handed diplomatic maneuver and leverage. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's something much darker, and I think it's hiding in plain sight. But we're going to lay it out and what's happening, and then you guys can tell us what you see. So here's some of what stands out as of now. On May 28th, the U.S. and Iranian negotiators reached a tentative one-page, 14-point memorandum of understanding MOU. It's been negotiated through Witkoff and Kushner on the U.S. side, Iranian officials on the other, and with Pakistan, obviously, as the mediator. Trump has not signed. Mojtaba has not signed. Supreme Leader Mojtaba has not signed. And while this is supposedly being negotiated, Hegseth was in Singapore yesterday saying the U.S. military is ready to resume combat in the Gulf. Trump also posted on Friday, no money will be exchanged until further notice. So what exactly is in the draft? So as you guys can see, the concessions on both sides, Iran gives up its highly enriched uranium stockpile, zero future enrichment, opening the strait, sea mines cleared from Hormuz, ceasefire extension. And as you can see, some of these have been agreed on, some of them have been not. Some of them are one-sided. So I don't think that we are that close to a deal.
I don't think so either.
Right. So I think we're just chugging along, trying to get through the World Cup, which is another huge debacle, and trying to get through this 250th mess of a celebration, birthday.
Oh, that's another thing he crashed out about the celebration, right? Because like 2/3 of the people canceled.
2/3. It's like 7/8. It's pretty bad.
Wow. But, I didn't know it was that high now.
But as far as I know, Iran is kind of over there doing its own thing. It's like, we're going to treat this like we're going to implement what we want to implement. Let's take a look from what's going on in the Strait today.
در روزهای گذشته نیز نیروی دریایی آمریکا اعلام کرد که همه کشتی‌ها باید از تنگه هرمز دوری و برای عبور از این تنگه با این کشور هماهنگ کنند. اما در 24 ساعت گذشته 28 فروند کشتی با هماهنگی نیروی دریایی سپاه از تنگه هرمز عبور کردند و در واقع نظم ایرانی را بر طرح‌های ناامن کننده آمریکایی‌ها در منطقه ترجیح دادند. البته نیروی دریایی سپاه پیش از این اعلام کرده بود که افزون بر کشتی‌هایی که در روزهای گذشته از تنگه هرمز عبور کردند، بسیاری از کشتی‌ها و کشورها نیز در تنگه هرمز و خلیج فارس نظم ایرانی را پذیرفتند و برای دریافت مجوز عبور از تنگه هرمز درخواست دادند. اما برای جلوگیری از ایجاد ترافیک دریایی و برای تأمین امنیت این شناورها هر روز باید تعداد مشخص و معینی از کشتی‌ها از تنگه هرمز عبور کنند.
Wow.
What do you make of that? The other countries are cooperating with Iran.
For sure they are. Why would they not cooperate?
But what does that say about the United States standing?
Well, listen, we know that the United States is losing its relevance more and more. And that's why it's lashing out like it is, not only against Iran, against Venezuela, Cuba, and other countries. So it's trying to prevent what is inevitable, that the U.S. is going to be another major power, but not the sole power in the world. And you see, this is the result. Other countries are very pragmatic. They said, okay, Iran, You've got the Strait. We don't have the capabilities to challenge you, or we're friendly with you. Why rock the boat? No pun intended.
We're going to have to make a remix to Arab money for Iran because they're getting Arab money. A lot of Arab money out in that strait. Good for them. And now it won't be seized because they're using Bitcoin and Chinese accounts.
And also in their domestic account, there was a law passed in the Majlis. Everything now also has to be paid in Iranian currency as well.
I love this.
So it's going to just boost their economy. And plus, Oman said, yeah, sure, we can negotiate this.
And then, well, we talked about wanting to bomb Oman the last episode.
Bomb Oman. Good luck.
Could you imagine Oman? First of all, if you guys know anything about Oman, they do magic there. And if you bomb them, they'll cast a spell on you. And I don't think Trump wants any more evil energy around him. So
I think we need to hex Trump. Isn't that what it's called? Hexing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to hex him.
You're going to bomb the Arab Switzerland. Okay. This is fantastic. I love it. But the structural terms of the MOU, 60-day ceasefire extension, which is extendable by mutual consent, a 30-day negotiation window for detailed permanent agreement, talks to be held in Islamabad or Geneva, speaking of Switzerland, broader regional de-escalation language, supposedly addressing additional conflicts. But what's not in the MOU is Lebanon and Hezbollah.
Yep.
Iran insists the MOU applies to all fronts, and the U.S. refuses to confirm that. There's no mention of Israel in the MOU, which we talked about. I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before, but we talked about the IRGC saying that the United States needs to figure out how to control this wild animal. And they're not even mentioning it in the MOU, and no mention of Abraham Accords pressure in the MOU itself. Trump added that condition publicly. And we'll talk about that. So per the Soufan Center on the May 26th conference call, leaders of Pakistan, Saudi, Qatar, UAE, Egypt, Turkey, and Jordan all endorsed the MOU draft. But those are the same exact countries that are now being pressured to join the Abraham Accords. Let's take a look at what Trump said. Listen to his language.
And we'd like to have the countries we were talking about, with Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, and the others, we'd like to have them immediately join and Steve Witkoff is working on that with Jared and some others, but would like to have them join the Abraham Accords. It'll be historic if they do it. And I think they owe that to us, to be honest. I think, because that really would be a tremendous sign. And I think those countries owe it to us. Steve, are you going to get them to sign it? To be honest,
we're definitely pushing it, Mr. President.
I'm not sure we should make the deal if they don't sign. You want to know the truth?
If you do not sign onto the Abraham Accords, if you do not normalize with Israel, we are not going to move forward with an Iran deal. No Iran deal, which means no ceasefire, which means resumed combat, which Hegseth said yesterday that the U.S. military is ready to resume combat in the Gulf. There's AWACS flying right now and some tankers. And we know, because that had already happened multiple times, Trump adds the last line, those countries owe it to us. We're getting back to his old New York roots. Nice mobster language. That's not usually how sovereign states. And why should they owe the United States anything? And why is the United States relying on them? That's how a protection racket talks to people that it's shaking down.
No, for sure. But also, hey, Steve, you're going to get them to sign, right?
It's Steve Witkoff.
Well, this is the whole thing. Like, people have assumed that he kind of acts like a neutral arbiter, but he doesn't.
No.
He's deeply invested in everything that he's done, whether it's in Gaza, whether it's in Ukraine, whether it's now with the Iran deal, whether anywhere, anything he touches, he's an agent of Trump. He's not like a neutral arbiter, actor, kind to do diplomacy. No, he's a political actor.
And you guys can go back through our previous episodes. I love this map because it shows intent, but we have covered Abraham Shield extensively on our show and on our X and Telegram accounts. But notice how this map is labeled. So you have the moderate rebels, moderate Abraham coalition, which includes Morocco, Egypt, Sudan, UAE, Jordan, et cetera, et cetera. Then you have the potential to expand, which has Syria, Saudi, and Qatar. And then you have supporters of Hamas, which is Turkey. And then you have the Iranian axis, which is Yemen, Iraq, and Iran.
And Lebanon.
And Lebanon, of course. Little baby Lebanon. You can see it up in there, tucked away. But yeah, so how can we build a new regional order to ensure Israel's security? Though that map tells you the whole story. So the GCC states in light green are not the partners. They're the conquered territory in waiting. Though they are the ones who are being threatened. But what happens if Trump decides to resume strikes on Iran? Who do they strike?
Who do they strike?
The people that Trump is saying you better sign on to the Abraham Accords.
There you go. You see? And that's why he threatens that. He's basically like, if you don't sign, they're going to hit you.
If you don't sign, I'll hit them and I'll let them hit you.
Exactly. You see how it's like gaslighting in a way. It's a combination of gaslighting and I don't know. It's a lot of fucked up shit.
Somebody asked, how is Israel's security my problem? You're going to find out why. As we laugh maniacally. But first, here's the other piece of this that nobody else is talking about. Clearly, look at what Iran is being asked to give up and look at what the United States is allegedly giving in return. I don't really find it to be very even. Iran has to surrender its highly enriched uranium stockpile, accept zero enrichment, and reopen the strait, clear the mines, and support for Hezbollah, and accept the regional security architecture being built around it. I don't know that Iran is going to do that. And in return, the United States is supposedly going to lift sanctions, unfreeze around $24 billion in the initial tranche of frozen assets out of roughly $120 billion in total, and contribute to a $300 billion reconstruction fund. I guess this is like another board of peace that the New York Times says is in the MOU. I couldn't find more information about that, probably because it doesn't exist. because this MOU process has been, but I don't know anything more about this reconstruction fund.
We also have multiple MOUs at this point. Like we have the MOU that the Iranians are saying, and then the Americans like, we didn't get that MOU, we got another MOU, and the Iranians like, no, you made up your own MOU. So there's like a lot of MOUs floating around, and I think it's part of the PSYOP as well.
But you're not here, but we are they don't want to say it, but you can tell by market volatility, consumer satisfaction, et cetera, et cetera. We are in economic straits. So is the United States is it actually going to do this? No. But is it even able to do this? A $300 billion reconstruction fund, which Iran is calling it reparations. I love it, which is like a troll. Because Black people have been asking for reparations, and now Iran's like, oh, we're going to make you pay reparations, not Black people. Yeah, now you're going to pay some reparations, which is it's pretty incredible. But and the U.S. is calling international investment specifically to avoid the word reparation. So that would set a precedent that the U.S. owes payment for a lot of unprovoked wars, or any unprovoked war it starts in the future. And as we know, how he's Iranian. His eyebrows could go up to Jannah. but they'll set a precedent for them to owe payments in the future. And as we know, all wars that the United States starts are unprovoked and illegal.
Yeah.
And the frozen assets, even a partial release, runs straight into the dollar problem. So Iran has been actively de-dollarizing for years, and so has its partners. So if you drop $100 billion of Iranian liquidity into non-dollar currencies and gold, you'll have a really huge hit to the dollar hegemony.
Yeah, for sure.
So Iran is being asked to make permanent, structural, verifiable concessions, and the United States is putting up things that it probably can't even do, not to mention our debt, and we might not even have that sort of liquidity to give to Iran. So what did Trump do? I didn't upload it because I'm just remembering now. He posts audit Fort Knox. What?
No. Wasn't that you remember 2 years ago? Like the whole thing was that Elon Musk and Trump were going to go in there and audit and like count the gold. Yeah. They never went. And then the conspiracy started that actually there might not be any gold in there.
Yeah.
Where's the gold at?
Everything is spent. These people are taking everything not nailed to the ground.
I'm curious, where's the gold?
But it's incredible because the U.S. is doing all of this stuff to kind of keep Iran in a cage. We'll take your crypto. We'll blockade your strait. We'll do all of this. And it's just not working. Iran is so resilient.
Absolutely. We Iranians are very resilient.
And another big news of another resilient country, Cuba came out with a cancer vaccination like 2 days ago under blockade.
Maybe that's why they want to go to, maybe they don't want the cancer vaccine to get out there.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So these countries, imagine the potential of Iran, the potential of the world, if these countries could live up to their actual level of potential. Could you imagine?
We know they would be superstar countries.
A lot of people in the United States would be out of business because they rely on problems to make money.
Oh, maybe that's
there it is.
For why.
And last I checked, Miriam Adelson made her money from drug addicts. That's how she got rich at first. And then we have the other partner family. What's their name from the Sackler? There you go.
Sacklers,
big donors to Trump and big friends.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, they can't have any of that. So here's the part that tells you the MOU, the facade, the kayfabe, we call it. It's all theater. While Trump is negotiating peace with Iran, Netanyahu is talking trash. Well, I think he's kind of seething. Hezbollah is absolutely decimating the IDF in the northern zones. Right now, there are warnings as we speak. And we know that they're getting fucked up, not just because we see the news, but because we could see the Israeli reaction. Enjoy it with us.
הלוחמים הגיבורים שלנו כבשו את מוצב הבופור. הם הניפו שם בגאווה את דגל מדינת ישראל ואת דגל חטיבת גולני. אני מזכיר לכם שלפני 44 שנים המקום הזה היה סמל לקרב גבורה הירואי של לוחמינו, אבל גם היה סמל למחלוקת עמוקה בתוכנו. היום חזרנו לבופור אחרת. חזרנו מאוחדים, נחושים, חזקים מאי פעם. אני הנחיתי את צה"ל להרחיב את התמרון בלבנון. הכוחות שלנו חצו את הליטני, הם תפסו שטחים שולטים, הם כבשו את רכס הבופור. ועכשיו ההנחיה שלי היא להעמיק ולהרחיב את האחיזה שלנו במקומות שהיו בתפיסת חיזבאללה. וכיבוש הבופור הוא שלב דרמטי, הוא שינוי דרמטי במדיניות שאנחנו מובילים. אנחנו שברנו את מחסום הפחד. אנחנו יוזמים, אנחנו פועלים בכל החזיתות. בסוריה, בעזה, בלבנון, הקמנו רצועות ביטחון מעבר לגבולותינו כדי להגן על יישובינו. ביום שישי שוחחתי עם המח"טים, הם מח"טים נועזים בתוך השטח, מובילים את החיילים הגיבורים, והם אמרו לי, ראש הממשלה, אנחנו מבצעים את המשימה. אנחנו מסתערים קדימה, וחיזבאללה נס על נפשו. ואני אמרתי להם, אני איתכם, עם ישראל כולו איתכם, זה ייקח עוד זמן, אבל אנחנו נחזיר את הביטחון לתושבי הצפון, בדיוק כפי שעשינו לתושבי הדרום. זה ייקח זמן, אבל אנחנו נשלים את הביטחון.
We actually covered on our show what was going on with the northern residents. They were being bombarded with no help from the government. They were actually left there on purpose to die, telling them it's cheaper to let you die here than it is to evacuate you. But I think they've since been evacuated. And all I'm getting from that Netanyahu clip is a massive amount of cope. It looks like they captured a deserted fortress. And that's we've dealt with this from Ukrainians for 4 years. So we're used to it. So we're just like, I'm sorry, you have to listen to him every once in a while. We have to listen to him. If we have to suffer, guess what? You guys have to suffer every once in a while too. Okay.
Listen, suffering is part of it. Suffering is part of the journey.
There was 1 week I watched like 4 anti-Semitism conferences. Okay, guys, you can suffer through.
Yeah, you did. I remember that because you had to report on it. Oof.
That was a terrible week. My God.
IHRA definition of
IHRA. I was watching so many conferences. I didn't even know that they had all these conferences. This stuff was crazy. So that's the architecture being built in the region. Bibi says, sorry, Benjamin Netanyahu says they're going to expand. I spoke to our good friend Ibrahim in southern Lebanon before jumping on this. He's fine. He did say that he's lost, I think his entire village is gone. A lot of entire villages are gone. They also bombed this beautiful refugee kind of resort retreat in the south. That was beautiful. But, you know, they're the Lebanese. They laugh at this stuff and they keep going. They're just the most incredible, amazing people. And right when I said, I know that they're getting effed up in southern Lebanon because of what Benjamin Netanyahu said. He said, yeah, they'll expand it and they'll get effed up even more. So I don't think that they really care. And I haven't really seen much of any operations in Syria to speak of, nothing that Israel should write home about. So I don't really know why
there was that limited incursion.
Yeah, small.
It was defeated.
Yeah, it was tiny, and that's it. So this is clearly this sort of Baghdad Bibi. Baghdad Bibi. Wait, they have what? Bayat Hanun Bibi. We got to make the meme. We'll make it after the show. Okay. Now we'll get to this is all bad news from here. It's all downhill from here.
No. Nothing's ever bad news.
Well, all right. Why don't you guys? Before we're hitting the apex here.
Listen. We're getting close to the month of Muharram, and every day is Ashura. Everywhere is Karbala.
Oh, the whole world is. Or what is it? Half the world? Karbala? No, that's Esfahan. Esfahan is half the world. Yes.
Jahan. But the main thing is this: even when the news is bad, don't worry. Resistance continues.
You're so Iranian. Oh my God. You got more Iranian when you came home.
You see, but I was there. Listen, everybody was depressed. Then I went there. They texted me now. They said, everybody says you're so optimistic. So of course. What?
And now Haas is there, and he's just, I talked to him the other day. He's just loving life. I mean, it's sad. He's sad when it's appropriate, but he's like a new man. He looks amazing. He sent me a video. He's walking around after he wasn't even able to walk in the UK. He just had back surgery recently, and now he's
a miracle.
Yeah, he said it's the love of and energy of his people.
That's it. You see,
and the water and the weather, probably because the UK has terrible water but terrible weather.
The food, kebab, kubide, and gorma sabzi, and ashashte. I mean, it's just too good to be true. He's living the dream.
He is. But and while we're here, guys, can you like, share, and subscribe to the stream? Something is going on with our YouTube.
Yes, share. Everyone share, please.
Share. YouTube is suppressing us. We're always suppressed on X because
let geopolitics grow.
We want to hit 50K. We want to hit the 50K mark. We're only 800 away.
We want to hit 50K, and we're moving up. We're moving up.
We are. We're moving up.
That's it.
All right. So the moment you've all been waiting for. Chris is a bunch of positive vibes. Owen Schroyer's wifey. These women in this chat. Well, we'll soon see a Chris Halali's wifey soon. I'm very sure of it.
Wait, really?
I'm sure. At least in the chat, maybe not in real life.
Ah, okay. Let's say which one.
Anyway, then Bibi Netanyahu had a lot to say, and I promise you, this is the last clip I will play of him. But all Americans are freaking out about this. I've been hard pressed to find people that are for this NDAA passing, but let's see what Benjamin Netanyahu has to say.
הייתי אומר, מלמעלה עד למטה. קודם כל, תאטום, ושתיים, רחפני הסין. אלה שני האיומים הגדולים עלינו. אנחנו מתמודדים לא רע בכלל עם טילים בליסטיים, עם דברים אחרים, אבל זה מה שהם מנסים. גם הם רוצים להתחדש, וגם הם רוצים להכות בנו. אנחנו הכינו בהם חזק מאוד, אין בזה שום ספק שאנחנו יוצאים מהמערכה הזאת ככוח החזק ביותר במזרח התיכון, ומעולם לא היינו חזקים יותר, אבל עדיין יש לנו קודם כל את המשטר האיראני המוכה, איום הגרעין עדיין שם. אני רק רוצה להגיד לכם, שאם לא היינו עושים את שאגת הארי ולקודם לכן את עמקל אבי, כבר היה להם...
The reason why I played that clip is because he says we will emerge from this superpower in the Middle East.
Nah, I don't think so, bro.
More powerful than we ever have before. I disagree. I think he's right. And they will be. Because, well, they will be in his mind because they'll have the United States military. And this week, Congress took the next step to make that arrangement permanent and invisible. So we're going to talk about Section 224. Have you heard about this?
Yes, I heard about it.
What are your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts were they're just putting on paper what has already been a reality.
I think so too, and they're also formalizing it and making sure that they hit all the new tech that's coming. So,
do you remember that famous picture of when Biden went to Israel during the war and genocide on Gaza, and they took a picture, and they were all like U.S. special operators, and then they had to take it down. They were like, no, they're just Israeli soldiers that like to wear our patches. And it's like, yeah, but those aren't even their uniforms. Those are our uniforms.
Right.
Actually, I think it was like Max from the Gray Zone, Max Blumenthal.
It was others. Seth Harp.
Yeah, and Seth Harp.
Seth Harp who doxed them.
No, Seth Harp doxed the guys. But that original picture, I remember they started to reproduce it and share it. And
okay.
It became a huge sore spot, I remember. And we know that that's been happening all along. They've been training police. We've known they've been training police. We know that they've been training military. They've been back and forth. Krav Maga became a very big thing in the military and things like that, back and forth. So this is just putting in on paper and in print what we've known all along, and we've been called conspiracy theorists for.
Or anti-Semitic.
That too.
What it is Section 224 of the House's fiscal year 2027 NDAA, titled United States-Israel Defense Technology Cooperation Initiative. This dropped on May 26th with the chairman's mark, was released by the House Armed Services, and the House Armed Services will mark up the bill on June 4th. So this week, 4 days from now. The person who broke this was Ben Freeman at the Quincy Institute, and he published that on responsible statecraft. I went and read the actual thing, which is insane. Don't read it, but it's not foreign aid. This is complete military fusion. The provision would arguably do more to intertwine the U.S. military with the Israeli military than the more than $200 billion in military assistance that Israel has already received. Some of the specific, let's go through some of this bill. I went through and highlighted some of the really worrying language. So what does this bill do? The establishment, the Secretary of Defense shall designate an executive agent, such as term is defined in the directive, responsible for synchronizing cooperative efforts between the United States and Israel to expand and accelerate bilateral defense technology, research, development, testing, evaluation, integration, and industrial cooperation and then it goes on with a list of tasks. But pay attention to that one right there, that executive agent. That's really important because that executive agent answers to no one.
They're not accountable to anyone.
No. And the seat is permanent. It's a permanent executive agent inside the Pentagon with statutory authority across the entire Department of Defense, whose job is fusing the United States military with the Israeli military. It's not a program. It's not a group. It's a permanent statutory function that does not expire ever. So here I made a list.
Is there any way to impeach the person or to remove them from office? Or
we're going to go a little bit over it, but here are some of the stuff that they'll be responsible for: counter unmanned systems, anti-tunneling, missile and air defense, artificial intelligence, quantum, directed energy, cyber defense, biotech, network integration, and data fusion. That's another scary one. Defense industrial-based co-production. We're going to talk about that a little more. And a catch-all, obviously, other emerging technologies as jointly agreed by the parties. That's military language for anything the hell we want. You should know.
Oh, yeah.
We have all catch-all clauses in all military.
Grab it all.
So
leave everything open, not closed.
Exactly. And that number 8, that network integration and data fusion, the U.S. military data could soon become the Israeli military's data. That's not foreign aid. That's way big. So a couple of the Zionists and people that support this, they're kind of arguing that we already do this But this is the level of integration the U.S. does not have with anyone, not even our closest allies, not even Japan, South Korea, or anybody in NATO. If this is integrated and enacted, it would be the highest level of cooperation the U.S. has with any other country anywhere in the world. And with what we've discussed about the condition and the antagonistic position of the United States and Israel to the organizations like NATO, what do you think this says?
This says that the first priority is Israel and everybody else can go fry ice.
That, and I feel like this is another kind of dig at NATO. Like,
no, for sure it is.
We're closer than you and we call the shots. And guess what? Even your data is going to be our data.
Right. Well, did you see the command? You remember the video we just posted today of the command post? I think it was last night or today of the command post in Ukraine, and it was all Palantir. And they're like, we can't even process this much information, like, and it's decentralized and everything. That's what this is all about, spreading those technologies, integrating them, and then basically create. I mean, I don't want to sound hyperbolic, but this is the beginning of a Skynet type infrastructure. And for those of you who know Skynet, you know what comes next.
And this is a higher level of integration than we have with South Korea. And that integration, their military integration, I mean, is oppressive in nature. And it's still not even that. It's even more integrated than that. And the guys, this doesn't have to be bi-directional. Israel is not giving us their data. It's only one way. They can, but they're not required to in the agreement. No, they're never required to give us their intel. So this is a huge structural shift from the military. But why is this happening now? The shift will strip away the political and diplomatic oversight mechanisms that make the relationship between the United States and Israel publicly accountable, moving it from a visible annual aid vote into the opaque machinery of defense acquisition. Remember, everybody's confused. Why doesn't Bibi and the Zionists want aid anymore? Because they want this.
They want that. That's the key. That's better than any aid.
And the bill knows that it's doing this. And this won't require an annual vote. This won't require a yearly debate on how much money we should give Israel. This won't require Americans every year to say, God, another $4 billion in aid. You won't even see it. It's gone. Yeah. And this is priceless. You can't even put a price on this. I know that people have overreacted and said, like, oh my God, this will put Israeli commanders in charge of our troops. That's kind of where their minds jumped. It won't. This is worse.
Yep.
This is worse. Right. This is way worse.
I mean, imagine giving them sensitive information about American citizens and then they can act on it.
Exactly.
You saw what they did to activists. I had Fra Hughes on my show, which, by the way, we were supposed to stream yesterday, but we weren't able to. We're going to stream it tomorrow. I had Fra Hughes on my show, who's a dear friend, comrade, brother of mine. He recounted, because he was on the Gaza Samud flotilla. He recounted the torture, the terror that was inflicted upon them, and they're European citizens. Imagine once they have the information, they can target people. They took them in international waters hundreds of kilometers away from Israel. Imagine what they can do to people around the world.
Insane. You know? And check out this subtext. Subsection G. The Secretary of Defense shall make available on publicly accessible website of the DoD periodic unclassified updates to the maximum extent practicable on the synchronized cooperative efforts carried out under subsection A, including a description of how these efforts contribute to the United States, et cetera, et cetera. Well, what the hell does that all mean? The Pentagon is required to publish a description of how these efforts contribute to U.S. technological supremacy. That means they're just going to do PR.
That's all they're going to do.
That's what it means. They're going to tell you how this creates supremacy, all the stuff Israel's doing for us, and how this could never be bought with aid. They're giving us so much. We only gave them $4 billion for 70 years. Look at what they're giving us is priceless, and we should be thanking them.
I don't know what to thank them for.
And we have no right.
For being our new masters?
Yeah, we have no right to, they're just giving us this in good faith, this transparency, because we have no right to these records. It's not, we have no oversight. There's no public, it's behind the Pentagon walls. And he only answers to Pete Hegseth. That's it. He doesn't answer even to the president.
Isn't that crazy?
He answers to Pete Hegseth and Benjamin Netanyahu, as far as I know, and Trump, but in a lesser degree. But here's why it's happening right now. And you guys know, just like I said, I watched all those anti-Semitism conferences. They're going crazy with laws and what are we going to do? And this is one of the ways that they're going to try to take away a point of contention, which is the annual aid to Israel. In mid-May, a New York Times poll found that 64% of Americans said the Iran war was the wrong decision.
Wow.
And only 16% say the United States should keep supplying Israel with weapons without restrictions. 38% say they should stop supplying them entirely. And 24% said weapons need to be conditioned on how they're used. So 62% of Americans want weapons cut off or conditioned, and only 16% support the current policy of sort of this unlimited stream of weapons and aid. So Congress, instead of doing the right thing and debating it and listening to their constituents, it restructures the relationship so the public can't see it, so they can't complain about it anymore.
How convenient. How convenient to do something like that.
So I did go the extra mile because someone was arguing with me in a space about whether it was constitutional or not. I am terrible with the Constitution and constitutional law. So hopefully Chris will chime in a bit. But from what I can gather is that this is it constitutional? Technically, yes, but structurally, no. So technically, the Congress does have Article 1 power to raise armies, regulate the armed forces, and appropriate funds. NATO is constitutional. AUKUS is constitutional. So at the high level, viewing down, it looks constitutional. To me, what the problem is that this sort of was to evade things that the Constitution presumed would be in place to prevent it. But it's technically not breaking any laws or any constitutional amendments from what I can tell.
No, and in fact, we have the supremacy. We have a supremacy clause, and then that also applies to international law and international agreements that are reached. So they also, well, for international law, like if we're party to a treaty, it also becomes the law of the land. So part of me is wondering if they're going to try to find some way to finagle a bagel, as we say. Some way to, it's great, isn't it?
It's amazing.
So if they're going to try to basically say, look, this is a bilateral relationship, which is protected under, it's two sovereign states. We have an overarching structure of agreements that maybe Congress would have to at some point pass. But at this point, I'm sure that there's plenty of stare decisis, sort of, plenty of case that already exists between the relationship of the two countries. And we don't even know. Some of it's secret, by the way. We don't know. Just like FISA courts, we don't know everything that goes on. No. Some of it could be for national security. And then it becomes sort of law in and of itself for the government. Yeah. Yeah.
And before I give you, and before I task you guys with work and homework, I want to get you guys a little worked up. You might be wondering what kind of worldview produces a $100 million campaign to destroy any politician who questions this relationship set forth in the NDAA. And here's a speaker at one of those amazing anti-Semitism conferences telling you.
We Jews are God's chosen people, and the Gentiles must learn their purpose in life is to fight and die for Israel.
That was in New Jersey.
That's so crazy.
That wasn't in Israel. Or that was in New York. Sorry, not New Jersey. Same thing. That was not in Israel. That's pretty mainstream. That's why I showed it. It's an AIPAC conference. It's not some synagogue in Tel Aviv. This is in New York City at an AIPAC conference. So pretty mainstream.
Didn't AIPAC just say that we're as American as they come? We're funded by Americans. We're okay, bro. Okay.
Yeah. And also, I've talked about it a lot, about this sort of gutting out of the United States into this hollow shell, and sort of the Israelis kind of moving into that. And I think that this is Rabbi Alon Anava, and I think he touches on kind of the plan for this a little bit. I want to know your thoughts.
The United States have no future. That's it. There's no other way of explaining it. Edom, which is America, is going to be destroyed. There's a lot of prophecies, if you want to go just for two of them to see. One of them is in the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, and the other one is the book of Jeremiah 49. You'll see the destruction of Edom. So really, the United States of America is destined to crash miserably. What matters is that the fact is that the land of Edom, the United States, is going to be destroyed, and it's going to start with economy, and then it's going to lead after that to many other things. At the end of the day, Hashem is the one who's going to control everything, and it doesn't matter who he's going to put at the head of the United States to bring it down. It doesn't matter.
I'm an Edomite. What is Edom?
Edom.
Isn't it Esau? The people of Esau?
Yeah. Edom is from the Bible. I'm trying to remember. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember.
And Esau and Edom are the children of Esau. Israel is the children of Jacob, and they have to go to war with one another.
Yes, that's right. Exactly.
So they're
right.
coming to destroy us and take our birthright. Remember, we talked about this the time we did the Trump doing. Oh, we're like their older brother, and I did the older brother.
This was also in your book that you were reading.
From Yahweh to Zion?
From Yahweh to Zion,
yeah.
Exactly.
Tons of it. Yep, exactly. Yeah, Old Testament, correct. They're the twins, Esau and Jacob. Right. So yeah, the destruction of Edom is upon us.
Wow.
Edom is Hebrew for red and refers to both a biblical kingdom, this is the producer's note, and the historical nickname given to Esau, twin brother of Jacob. So the Edomites were blood relatives of the Israelites, but frequently served as their rivals and antagonists throughout the Old Testament. We're going to serve them. The older brother will worship that's it for the rabbi clips and the Benjamin Netanyahu clips. So the torture is over.
The torture is over.
But
or is it?
I don't know. It's over. But look who's being like. This all kind of ties everything together. Look who's kind of being purged here. It's the Thomas Massies, the Marjorie Taylor Greens, the Nancy Mace. We've talked about all these people. And if you guys read the Quincy Institute piece, they named this pattern. They say Massie and Green openly denied the Israeli lobby's corrosive influence, a stance that may have at least partially cost them both of their seats. So the full picture is 62% of the public opposes the current Israel policy. Members who say so are being primaried out. The remaining members are restructuring the relationship to make it permanent and invisible, and it's all happening in the same news cycle.
That's so crazy.
But Massie's not gone yet.
No, he's not gone. He still has he has about 6 months left.
And he made a promise to us.
Yeah.
If the provision in the NDAA is to integrate, my God.
Whoa.
Sorry, I live on a very nice island near the beach. So in the summer, it's a lot of people, a lot of vacation. It's beautiful, so I can't complain. But if the provision in the NDAA to integrate, synchronize the U.S. and Israeli militaries makes it out of committee, I'll offer an amendment to strip it from the bill on the floor. So he's talking about in the House, and he says, we are a sovereign country. Yep. Love that. Yeah. And then Ro Khanna, that was yesterday. Ro Khanna retweeted him and promised us, and I will be offering an amendment in the committee itself to strip it.
Oh, wow.
So these are our last two lines of defense. It's the Ro Khanna Massie coalition once again coming in to risk their necks and try to give us what we want. And, I don't know what it's going to take for people to actually wake up.
They have to wake up.
Did you see the new SpaceX IPO that they're doing? I don't even understand finance, but I understand that this is insane. And they're using retirement funds and like 401ks to sort of fund this or buy. I don't even know, but I'm just hoping that the boomers because the millennials and the Zoomers, we don't have no 401ks or IRAs. So let the boomers lose their 401ks and IRAs to Elon Musk. Maybe that will wake them up. Inshallah. So, but read the last those lines, those tweets one more time. We are a sovereign country, and then Ro Khanna promising. So what do we need to do between now and Thursday? We need to put a pressure point or put pressure on the House Armed Services Committee to get 224 pulled in committee when they do the markup, because markup is on June 4th. And then pressure point 2, if it does go through after markup, is to get Massie to put that through on the floor, that amendment to strip it. So every Republican who claims to be America first, every Democrat who claims to care about transparency, every member who has ever said the words endless wars, they're all about to be on the record one way or another on a clean named vote.
They need to, we got to see what's going on.
I called my rep. My rep is useless.
Really?
Useless. Yes, Larson. But I did call him and I said, you better vote for that friggin' Massie amendment. Period. I don't know. I mean, this is the least I can do. So like, this is crypto seizure, Mace getting purged for Epstein, the Iran deal designed to fail, the Abraham Accords extension, and the integration of the militaries. We're in a very scary times.
We are. There's no doubt about it.
Last episode, we talked about the ballroom getting torn down next to the UFC arena, the violent circus next to the destroyed White House. We said that looked like a metaphor for the country. But I want to come back to that because something happened this week and it confirms it harder than I expected. Next month, the country turns 250 years old, which should be we're old. One of the most consequential anniversaries in American history. Well, the most. It's where the oldest we've ever been. Maybe the oldest we'll ever be. The kind of thing that we would like school children would do assemblies about. The kind of like huge celebrations. Like if you guys, we don't remember, but my mom graduated in 76, and she said, they said the celebrations were massive.
Get your Trump special passport.
I think they're all gone, and I wanted one. But yeah. So
by the way, if you just as a fun aside, actually, you know what? Oh, I don't have it here. My grandfather became a citizen of the United States in 1976, and in 1976, for citizens who became citizens, or for people who became citizens that year, they made a special naturalization certificate with the bicentennial logo and things. So I have that. I have a scanned copy. We'll share it on the next stream so you can kind of take a look. It's really cool. Really cool.
Dope. And so I wanted to recommend, I recommend it often, but Samuel Huntington, Chris doesn't like Huntington. I do. He wrote a book in 2004 called Who Are We? He was asking what makes Americans Americans and not just citizens, and what kind of makes us a people or a nation. And he argues that nations need a cultural core, which is sort of like a set of shared stories, shared heroes, shared ideals, shared art, shared sense of sort of what it means to belong here. And without that core, according to him, he said, you don't have nation. You just have sort of a market with a flag over it. And he looked at the country, and basically what he said is that if an empire starts to collapse and it has no cultural core, or when an empire starts to contract and it has no cultural core, it will collapse in and on itself. And he wrote about that before the 2008 crash, before the opioid epidemic, before COVID, before all of it. And now I'm looking around and asking, well, who are we?
See, you don't need Samuel Huntington. You have Wang Huning, who is one of the most powerful Chinese scholars and is literally like a right-hand man of President Xi Jinping. He wrote a book called America Against America. And this is exactly his thesis. He traveled around America for many months. And he was like, okay, I think I found out the core. They don't have necessarily shared values and shared like a national story that binds them all. It really is just a strip mall from coast to coast. So we don't have to do much. They'll destroy themselves.
Well, let's look at the lineup, shall we? The X's are over people who have already canceled.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So Martina McBride, Young MC, C&C Music Factory, Vanilla Ice, Milli Vanilli, the Commodores, Morris Day and the Time, Flo Rida, and Bret Michaels, with all of them citing the fact that they were not told this was a bipartisan event. They didn't want to perform it. It was supposed to be for the entire country. And Bret Michaels also cited some threats to himself and his family members and maybe some of his staff. So all of them cited contention with the actual, because it's being called like Make America Great Again. So, and of course, Trump is flipping out. He wants to cancel the entire thing and just held a Trump rally.
Yeah.
For our 250th anniversary or 250th birthday.
Not only that, he said that I am the main ticket.
Yeah.
And he said only patriots allowed.
Only patriots allowed. Yeah.
Only patriots.
It's insane. But
so crazy.
So here's the hardest part to say out loud while we're standing on National Mall watching Donald Trump celebrate Donald Trump on his 20th or our 250th birthday. There are people on the other side of the world burying their dead because of what this country has done to them. And what I think is that we're a country that bombed people who weren't a threat to us, for a country that isn't ours, while our elections get bought by lobbies that don't represent us, while our institutions get gutted by people who don't believe in them, while our own birthday celebration can't book a single American artist. I think it's safe to say we've lost our way. We've lost our country. The question I have is whether it can be rebuilt.
It's a good question. You know, I think that in order for it to be rebuilt, we have to create those bonds within the society. And I feel like so many have been broken, so many have been shattered, so many have been purposefully just disconnected. It'll take the people to come together to do it. People in history have done it before. I'm sure they'll do it again. The question is if this is a moment where they'll do it, and if they'll do it for the right reasons and not the wrong reasons.
We started a little late, so I'm gonna try to get through these super chats quickly, so Chris could go to bed after his Lebanese DACA celebration. GDG and Wu-Tang is for the children. Thank you so much, Mo. I break down crying multiple times per day. He does. I've heard it. For how much longer will my country be the cause of so much suffering? I can't make it stop until it dies, I think. Yes, the intro is fire. We will post it. Thank you for the reminder. Link to our intro video is now in the description. Thank you, producer. Great producer. And thank you, Mickey. And don't cry. I think that you'd be fine. You'd find that people in the international community understand more than you think they do, and don't blame you as much as you probably blame yourself. Thank you, Will, as always. Standalone I wonder how the crypto bros will feel about the U.S. I think they'll just start leaving Tether. Yeah. But the United States now knows certain ways to sort of make Bitcoin fall. So I don't know how the crypto market will react, but I mean, is it any different than the regular market? The regular market reacts to his tweets. So we're kind of screwed either way.
Yep.
Has anyone in this administration? No.
Nope.
They've never feigned regret or
some haven't acknowledged it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We'll keep looking. We'll keep not finding, but we'll keep looking. We'll keep pressing. You know what? Let's not let them forget. And people remind them of Epstein all the time. Don't let them forget Mined.
Listen, don't let them forget Epstein. Sign the petition, pardon John Kiriakou, and don't let them forget Minab.
Sign the petition. Go to the seminar.
Yep.
Continue with the super chats.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it.
The U.S. uses ethnic diaspora. Yeah. Ethnic diasporas to justify wars of aggression. The Iranian monarchist MEK diaspora and the Cuban diaspora in Miami, they are very stupid. I have never.
The Venezuelan one?
The Iranian one takes the cake. I'm sorry. The Iranian monarchists are the winners. Yeah, the Venezuelan ones they're pretty bad, but I think the Iranians win for the worst. I can deal with the Zionists more than I can deal with the monarchists. Maybe they're the same thing though. Yeah. They have two afflictions. They're monarchist Zionists. Chai says, I look amazing. But Chris, how was the street food in Iran? And did you see crazy mountains and views?
Street food was excellent. And did I see crazy views? I saw from the mountains in the north all the way to the Persian Gulf in the south. I saw amazing views, amazing rolling hills, mountains, deserts, you name it. It was amazing.
Yes, Israelis are actually scary. I feel people should be cautious about the World Cup. Well, thank you, Chai. And you know what? One of our other replies in the chats that mentioned the World Cup, I'll look into it. And I have a wonderful, actually a football journalist. He's a journalist for Italy, Nima, who maybe I'll have him come on and talk about what's going on with the World Cup, because I'm hearing there's boycotts, tickets are being returned, refunded. Teams can't come, fans can't come. It's really an insane situation. I don't know that we're going to get through it. My cat coughed up a hairball when you played the second BB clip. I think she's antiseptic. Take a picture of the hairball. Try to form it into a shape of Benjamin Netanyahu.
Please do.
No middle class equals no America. Yeah, we know we don't have a middle class anymore. So it's only a matter of time. Thank you so much, Norway. We're getting really big in Greece and in Scandinavia. It's because you come on here and you talk Greek all the time.
We love him.
Chris doing the hunt. He's one of the greatest minds. Huning's shout out. He's one of the greatest minds. I'll have to go into socialist theory. I hate reading theory, but okay. Oh, it's politics, history. History?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I don't really love theory. I love history. But thank you for the suggestion. Do you have any more thoughts, Chris?
Listen, my main thing is this. We didn't talk about it, but Reza Pahlavi is now in Odessa.
Yeah, he's talking a lot to Zelensky.
Yeah.
That's a good match made in heaven.
It is a match made in heaven, but I'm just, I said, guys, there's some coordinates. Maybe a Reshnik or two. We'll take care of it.
Could you imagine? Oh my God. I can't say that out loud. I shouldn't say that on TV. You're going to give me bad karma.
We can pray, though. We can pray.
We're going to end today on a little bit of a poignant, somber note. Chris just left Iran, and we immediately went there and visited Lugansk, and now our beloved Uncle Haz is in Tehran right now. He sent me this video. He went to a cemetery. I want you guys to watch it, and I want you guys to hold these two images in your head at the same time. On Trump giving a rally to a half-empty crowd because Milli Vanilli wouldn't show up. And what you're about to see, because this is what our 250th anniversary actually looks like. It's not the mall. It's not the fireworks. It's the graves we dug for other people while our own country fell apart at home. Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you all on Wednesday.
Lots of love.
دخترها می‌بینید 21 سالش بود. هیچ کاری به هیچ کسی نداشتش، به کسی هم اذیت نداد. اصلا هم توی مملکت ما یه جوان بیشتر نبودش. اما اومدن موشکایی که زدن، بمبایی که زدن، این دختر خوشگل نازنین 21 ساله شهید یه جنگی کردن. جنگ ظلم، جنگ زور. دو تا قدرت اتمی اومدن حمله کردن به ایران. اینا نازنینای ما رو کشتن. ما هر کاری کردیم به چیزای نظامیشون زدیم. اما این اسرائیلی آمریکایی غیر از آدمکشی و قتل و مثل همون جوری تو غزه، لبنان، یمن، هر جا سوریه هیچ کاری دیگه بلد نیستن. اینا انسانیت ندارن. نمیدونم چجوری مردم خودمون و مردم دیگه خیال میکنن مثلا اسرائیل میخواد بیاد به ما کمک بکنه. این نگاه دیگه بکن به این عکس. ببین این جوان ذلیل شد زیر موشکای اینا.
خدا حافظه شعر شب‌های روشن. خدا حافظه شعر شب‌های روشن. خدا حافظه قصه عاشقانه. خدا حافظه آبی روشنه. خدا حافظه عطر شعر شبانه.